All right, so that's right. I can tell exactly how old you are based on your top five. We're sitting around talking to a bunch of guys, ask the first group of guys, hey, who's in your top five? More than likely, they're going to say KRS-One. They're going to say Rakim. Going to say, I heard Big Daddy Kane thrown in there. I hear LL thrown a lot in there. And then number one, the key indicator, everybody born in this particular age group always says that Scarface is their number one rapper. Scarface, no matter what, is always in this particular group's top five. If any of those artists are in your top five, more than likely you was born in the 70s. You was definitely born like 1977, 75, 1976. You was born somewhere around that time. Somewhere, I would say, between like 74 and like 77. You was born around that time. So let's say I'm asking the next group of guys, hey, who's in your top five? More than likely, if you say, first of all, if you say Biggie and Pac, I feel like that goes without saying. I feel like putting Biggie and Pac in your top five, it's like putting pepperoni on your pizza. It's like, yeah, we know that Biggie and Pac, they're kind of in their own lane. They're in everybody's top five, but again, they sit in their own lane. So, yeah. But for the most part, people are going to say Jay-Z, Nas, there might be like a Ghostface, a Red, a Meth, you know what I'm saying? Andre 3000, like a lot of these rappers make their way into this particular group's top five. And if any of those rappers are in your top five, more than likely you was born 1980. You definitely was born in the 80s. I would say like 1978, 79, 80. I would say maybe late 70s to probably about 1985, 86, maybe 1987, okay? If you are a fan of Jay-Z, Nas, the Pacs, the Biggies, definitely you were born sometime in the 80s, late 70s. Ask next group. Okay, so who is in your top five? They're only going to say one rapper. They're going to say Lil Wayne. That's it. If you have Lil Wayne in your top five, or if Lil Wayne is just your favorite rapper, you more than likely was born late 80s, 1990, 91, 92, 93. I would say around 1987-ish, 88 to like 1995, or, somewhere around that time. Those particular people born around that time, definitely Lil Wayne is their favorite rapper. If I ask anybody born like late 90s, early 2000s, because that's probably the last age group that actually has a top five. Their top five is going to be like a J. Cole. It's going to be a Kendrick. It's going to be a Big Sean. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a little bit of Kanye, but Kanye can also be somebody born in the 80s as well. But I feel like that demographic, late 90s, early 2000s, definitely like J. Cole, definitely Kendrick. Then after that, there's no such thing as a top five. Like anybody born in the 2000s, whatever, they just don't have a top five. And if you try to name somebody and create a top five, I'm just going to be like, who?